Here we go. This is your personal flames of Yhu-Rha-yah, or FOY, interface anatomy, and this is showing what we started with when we showed all of the embedded structures on the density 1 level, and then we showed the proportions of the plasma body that interfaces directly with the catharic body, the density 1 catharic body. So when you take all of those structures away and just look at, there is your physical body, your D2 physical body. There is your heart of a FEMA point, which I had to put in with a pen. We didn't have time to clean these up properly on computer, so that's the best we could do for the moment to get this done on time. So there's the heart of a FEMA. Here would be in the center of your brain on your D2 level would be your pineal gland, and we're going to be looking at that in a minute. This would be your density 1 plasma body structure, and again, that's your left side over there, that's your right side there. That would be where your emancipation passage comes down. That would be where your transposition passage comes down. And when you do your inhale on your passages breathing, it brings them into the center to become the liberation passage. So that is just showing you, without all of the other things visually distracting you, of the anatomy that we're working with as we go into final technique 2. Up here is where you would have your chakra 14, 36 inches above the head, and that is where your personal Trantian magic window is, and that will be the point that we are opening. It is also the point that later, in later techniques to come, that you will be able to anchor the 3033 AD Blue Lotus sphere tether line. So, and that's to the sphere of Mente. So that is up there, 36 inches above the head. Again, we have the Adrana part of the Mahadra Adrana lock system that we began activating in 2020 with the Mahadra Adrana code. That opens the flows between the plasma bodies and the physical, the chelantic external and physical bodies. Then we have the chakra 12A, which is 24 inches above the physical head, chakra 11, 18 inches above the physical head, and that's about where the top of your plasma body head comes in. Then you have chakra 10, about 6 inches above the head, and these are just, they're not to scale. It would be too hard to do to scale, but they are in the Cathara grid scale that we started with when we showed the embedded Cathara grids and the embedded Christ star structures, capsule structures, and the embedded bodies. So this is where the Azure is. What we're going to do tonight, and they just gave this to me like in scribble writing, right at the end, we're going to do what they're calling is priming the light body. So we're going to do our first induction of the Flames of Yhu-Rha-yah codes, which are those flow paintings from 9/2-3 of 2018. We're going to bring them into the Azure first, and that's priming the light body, putting the encryption from those the code frequencies that were running when those paintings were poured into the light body structure. So when it's time to do the plasma body level and open them together, which will be in somewhere around the 12th when that flows in the grids, it will be already in there and ready. So we'll be doing that right at the end. Okay, and then this over here just shows, okay, that's the head of your physical body, and down here is the feet of your physical body. There's little feet here just to show where the D3 feet would be. That's the only reason they're there, is to just remind you of the proportions of the embedded grids. And I didn't put the D1 one in because it would just make it too hard to see this clearly, so because I wanted you to be able to see the scale that we have going here as far as from below your feet. You have your Maharic shield down here. That's 12 inches below your physical feet, right down here. And then this would be Earth Core, and that's where Earth Core Nomi seed is, and we use the Nomi seed a lot when we're running frequency, especially once we get the Transian window open. We'll be opening the circuitry between Earth Core Nomi seed and the Transian window up here in chakra 14, and then bringing that into the merger between the plasma body and the light body structures coming together. So just wanted to show you that, and it's a little bit easier to see without all of the embedded Christ star capsules and Cathara grids and things from the other one. And again, that on the left side is your emancipation passage, on the right side is your transposition passage. Emancipation, transposition. When we do the preliminary technique, it's a really short one. It's just induction into the Azure. You'll be inhaling the images from your screen, and on the left will be the painting. I'll show you this when we get there. On the left will be the painting that has the pink color up at the top. That goes on the left, and then with the green color kind of up at the top, that goes on the right. So we'll be getting into that, but we'll be bringing it tonight. We'll just be imprinting it into the as array, which is right about here. And when we do the final technique 2 on the 12th or whatever, it will be using the heart of a FEMA. So it's a deeper activation when we do the plasma body one. So this one will just be to prime the light body structure for the technique that is to come. Next one, please.